Okay, so I am the little brother. I had an older sister. It's very rewarding, although my sister and I get along great, and you get along great with your family.
I do.
But in Los Angeles, the little brother's the Clippers.
Yes.
And the big brother's the Lakers. In fact, Jeannie Buss was caught, there was some quote a couple years ago, kind of rolling her eyes at the Clippers' brief success. Well, the Clippers hammered the Lakers again last night. Lakers don't like that. And they were embarrassed again. And so the Clippers went 4 for 4, hammering the Lakers, and they didn't have Kawhi for any of them. And they didn't have Paul George for 3 of them. And LeBron played in almost all of them. And they crushed the Lakers again. And the Lakers haven't won since the All-Star break. Yeah. I don't remember a trade in recent memory in any sport that was worse than the Westbrook deal. Now, I'm going to try to be nice, but let's be honest about this. 2 years ago, the Lakers were champions of the NBA, 52-19. Won the title. And last year, remember, they were 19-8 when LeBron and Anthony Davis were healthy. They gave the Suns fits. They crushed the Suns in Game 3 of a 7-game series. They led the Suns 2-1 and rolled them in Game 3. And it looked like they were starting to take over the series against Phoenix, who ended up in the finals, and I think is going to win it this year. AD got hurt. Last year was not a chemistry issue. LeBron loved playing with Caruso and KCP and Anthony Davis. Everybody was getting along. Frank Vogel, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. And then Westbrook happened. And all it takes is one bad ingredient. If you're making cookies tomorrow and you confuse salt and sugar, you ruined them. That's all it takes. In the NFL, a bad fit, cut him, trade him. It's a huge locker room. At halftime, offensive guys goes to one side of the room. Defensive guys go to the other side of the room. NBA, one bad fit blows up a team. This is a disaster. Let's not be mean, but let's be honest about this. This team won the championship 2 years ago. And last year, when LeBron and AD were healthy, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I think they were co-favorites to win the championship. And they had Phoenix, a great team, backed into a corner. And then they traded for Westbrook. And now they're 0-4 against the Clippers. Can't beat them without Kawhi and Paul George. Hammered by them. Haven't won a game since the All-Star break. And chemistry was not the problem here early. Kuzma and LeBron never really fit. They were fine together. I mean, Kuzma, as you've seen, has always been a good B player in the NBA. It's not like they were arguing. Their games didn't fit. And LeBron sometimes gets frustrated with young players. But Carmelo's come here. Been great. Dwight Howard, who can be a little kooky, he fits great with LeBron. Remember the bubble year? We were all like, oh, Dwight's like shockingly good. It's just Westbrook. And what happens in the NBA when you get that bad fit? I'm not saying bad person. I'm not even saying bad player. I'm saying bad fit. Let's be nice about this. He's not a good fit. He's not a bad person. I don't think he's a bad player. He's not a winning player. He's not, he's going to make the Hall of Fame. But in the NBA, when you get a guy and the fit is bad, look at the headlines 2 years ago in L.A. Champions, dynasty potential. Look at the headlines last year. If they could only stay healthy. Look at the headlines this year when Westbrook arrives. LeBron talks about going back to Cleveland. Trade AD. Fire Vogel. Rob Pelinka doesn't know what he's doing. It poisons everything. One bad ingredient. Ruin the cookies. You ruin everything. And that's the way it works in the NBA. Contracts more guaranteed, harder to cut, trade. In the NBA, the only way you can trade a guy that's expensive, you have to find an equal contract. The NBA does that. NFL doesn't. You can get rid of guys in the NFL easily if they're bad fits. That's why you should take more risks in the NFL. Take more risks. Go get an OBJ. Move off him very quickly. NBA can't. You get trapped. So I look at this right now, and you got to move off him. Last night, and again, I'll say this. A couple of years ago, you got to give Westbrook credit. He's been humbled. He was so ridiculous with the Oklahoma media years ago. Oklahoma media was asking legitimate questions, and he was just fighting with everybody. He's still a little argumentative, but he's got a smile on his face. But people were asking him. Bill Oram was asking him after the game last night, what do you make of this year, Russ?
What did I envision?
I suppose I would imagine some wins.
I mean, you said, based on what I envision, I want to know what you think I envision.
I would, but you envisioned coming here and winning a championship, or at least being in a position to win a championship.
I had no expectations. See, that's why you don't know what I envision. I had no expectation. I come into every situation the same. Last 4 years of me, I've been on different teams 4 times. So my envision of kind of think everything gonna be peaches and cream, I don't. That's not realistic. That's not life.
But nobody thought it would be this. The chemistry was good. The coaching was fine. Last year, they took the Suns 6 games. AD doesn't get hurt. Most believed the Lakers were going to win that series. They are now a bottom 5 team in the league. They haven't won since the All-Star break. They got swept by the Clippers. Kawhi didn't play in any of them. Paul George didn't play in 3 of them. And they can't compete. It's bad. You got to move off Westbrook.